Hello everybody, welcome. So happy to have you here. We're going to be continuing on our challenge that we've got for this year. And right now for week 1, we're focusing on word. So words are powerful things, and then when you have one for the year, it just kind of is something that you repeat and set your heart upon. So you want to select a word. I selected my words already. I don't know if you have selected your word yet. It'll hit you perhaps. So there's some things I want to focus on and challenge you on making with the words. I put mine initially in the book, but there's 4 things in particular. Well, actually 5. Create a little word tag, and I'll show you, I'll do that one first. Create a word tag. Create something using the definition of your word or words. That's 2. The third one is create something that uses a poem, something that kind of takes your word and emotes with it. I think we're on number 4. Number 4, create an affirmation using that, like I am grateful. I don't know. I'm not used to using affirmations, but I know affirmations are powerful things. And so create something with an affirmation. Also, I think of verses, like Bible verses. So I'm familiar with that one. Pull out a Bible verse, something that has that in it, and you can set your heart to that. Is that all of them? There were 5 of them. Definition, poem, affirmation, verse, and word. Okay, let's get going on that. So I created just a printout with my words on it, and then I found a poem that works with it. First I want to do, and here's some dictionary pages, we'll be using those also. First, what I want to do, I want to cut out some words. Now I have different sizes here, so I need to decide what side I want to use, and I have 2 different texts, 2 different font sizes. Now I should maybe also did it in a different color, but this is what I've got, so this is what I'm going to use. So grab your words and let's go. Okay, I've got my words cut out here, and I'm going to be using some of my dictionary paper for the definitions, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a background for one of my tags to go on. So I have it cut down for about the size that I want. See, Staples was already doing it. They were already making their own little thing. Not really, just kidding. Okay, I'm going to cut that part off, and I'm going to use this as my little dangle tag, my little word piece. So I want it big enough for my paper to go on it, and then I can cut it down like that. So at this point, decide if you want to use distress ink. I do. And I'm going to do this, although I know I'm probably going to shorten it. I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to glue that to the bottom of it. Doll it up. And then my word. The paper is really white, so this just helps out. Just gives it a little bit of life. A little bit of living. So action. Okay. Got that down there. Now I'm going to decide how tall I want it. I could actually. I'm just playing around, trying some different things. I thought I could just kind of see what it looks like if I cut a little. Nah, don't like that. Going back to plan A. Cutting that off. So I think what I want to do also is cut little tag things. See if I can kind of guesstimate and make it nice looking. Then I want to put a hole in it. I can use a hole punch, or I can use my little thing here. I think I'll use my little pokey tool here. Nice hole. Now picking out some string. I think I'm going to use this one since it matches my letters. I'm going to use my glue trick. Put just a little glue at the tip of these and smush it down. It just functions a little bit better. Let me go closer on this video too so you can see. I'll try to keep my hands up there and keep focused. Keep me in the screen. Okay, so I'm going to make that long enough so I can tie it off. But what I might do is just pick a bead that I can dangle right on there. So you know what, as I even say that, I'm going to, I think, try tying a knot up top here. And then add a bead there. So these are some beads that I picked up at the thrift shop a little while back. And I think it might be perfect for what I'm doing. I'm going to untie it and see what it looks like closer. I have found that with all the different layers, baker's twine is not the easiest to undo. So I wanted the bead on the front side, so I'm putting the glue on the thread that I thread through the front, coming through the front. Okay, one more time. Nice. So that fits there. I like that at the top. So I think what I'm going to do is tie it around and tie a knot so it stays at the top there. Let's see if that reasoning works. Yeah. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to tie another knot just a little higher up and see what happens with putting a next bead on it. I don't know. I've never done this before, but that's the fun thing. You get to try things you haven't tried, right? I like that. And then if I have one more kind of dangling maybe. I could even put one more. No, I like the thought of one dangling. Thinking as I go here. So I've got that tied. So I've got two dangling on it. So I think I like the idea of just one dangling down below. So I'm going to poke a hole. And I'm going to string my baker's twine through it. So I want it actually coming through the back, because I think it might appear better. We'll see, because then I can tie the knot on the back side. So I want to string it through this little bead. Come on, come on. Alright, so now that's going to dangle, and I'm going to tighten the back so it can dangle right there like that. So then I have 3 beads. You know, what if I did 3 of them? I'm sorry. Thinking as I go here. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to tie a knot on the back of this one so that it doesn't go through. So I have a knot. Oops. One more try. Trying to get the knot on top of each other, not by each other. There we go. So now that's not going to go through. I'm going to have that one dangling. I'm going to do 3 holes. One there. And then one there. You know what? I think I need to have more holes. So now that loop is complete with 1 bead. Now I'm going to add another bead. That loop's complete. You never know what you're going to do with paper. Got that there. I'm going to add another bead. Okay, this isn't anything of what I initially expected or planned on. So I'm going to go through the back hole again and make sure I have it big enough with my pokey tool. So these are all positioned on the bottom there, and I'm going to just pull it to the back. I could have two strings hanging down. Or I could have it up. Okay, I'm going to put them in the back. I'm going to glue them. Since I'm gluing it, I probably really didn't need to have that big fat heavy knot, but I didn't want it to be going through. So now I've got my beads on the end like that. I'm going to use a piece of my postage stamp right there and have that at the top. You know, you feel action when you see a stamp like that, because mail, at least we hope mail is moving. So now it looks like it's had a life and it's got action. For me, one more thing I want to do, I'd like to introduce just a little bit more color. So I have this one. This is evergreen. And I'm going to take it and just lightly paint some color into it. So I'm going to take a smaller brush, something like this one, and I'm going to bring the color in there. You see, it's not much, it's just like a blushing, but I think it just adds to it, especially this color, because I associate this color with old stuff. Then I'm going to turn it over. Haven't decided what I'm doing with the back yet. I might just cover this bottom part with a piece of paper and then keep the top part open. So I'm going to just go ahead and use my leftover down here, like that. Okay, so there is my little word tag. Oops, let me put it that way. Okay, on to the next one.